Hi guys, it's Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is your weekly Angel Oracle card reading for the week beginning October 16th, 2017. We're already halfway through October. Can you believe it? All right, so first and foremost, before we get into what decks we're going to be using, I want to call your attention. If you haven't seen it yet, go over and look at that video I posted about World Mental Health Awareness Day. That was on October 10th, but there is an important message there. So please get over there, check it out. Even if you don't use services or whatever, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you go and give that a look. Also, if you'd like a personal reading with me, just go to my website at angelsouls444.com, the services page. We do real work here. So, I mean, if you've been looking for some answers or what have you, or you want to do some self-improvement, head on over there and we'll get you a reading. And of course, if you'd like to support me on Patreon, I leave all that information down below, along with Gumroad courses and meditations. So the next Gumroad course I will be putting up will be, by popular demand, Archangel Metatron, not to be missed. Metatron is one of the coolest angels, but he really has, Archangel Metatron really has a very big impact on humanity. He is the connection between this earth life and the spiritual life. So that's one that you don't want to miss. All right, so let's get into it here. The deck I'm going to be using this week is this one, the Angel Oracle deck by Ambika Waters. I'm not sure if this deck is in print anymore. You can double check me on that. And then, of course, pulling a crystal card from the Rochelle Sharman deck. So let's get into it here and let's see what's going on. Okay, let's get our cards. First up, the Angel of Serenity. Okay, so that makes sense. So here's the thing. With all this learning and cleansing and healing and all these buzzwords that we use in our little community here, serenity is finally ours, okay? And serenity isn't something that, you know, life isn't a formula. If I do X, Y, and Z, I get this payoff. The serenity that would be coming to you this week might in some part be because of all the hard work that you've put into something, but it's more about what you've learned. What have you come to realize about yourself? Have you come to realize, like, hey, you know, just because this isn't going the way that I want doesn't mean I have to get super upset about it. So you're redefining what serenity is and realizing that it is accessible to you whenever you need it, okay? All comes down to how you react to things. I'm laughing. I feel a trend coming. The Angel of Harmony is the next one. This one on top. Okay, cool. Oh, the Guardian Angel of Creativity. So this is creating the life that you want. And of course, if you are somebody who is in the arts, you know, that could be a card, another layer of message for you. The Angel of Peace. Can you guys believe this? All right, let me read them because that's a pretty cool little lineup. They're all very related. Wait, how did this go? Like that and like that. Okay, cool. So the first card we had was the Angel of Serenity. I feel serene and tranquil when I accept who I am. I want to talk about this for a second. Okay, so I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, but that's what we're working with here. So our serenity. I was just watching YouTube. I was watching, oh, I don't want to say the YouTuber's name. But anyway, I was watching this, and this whole YouTuber's thing was how to manipulate other people into thinking certain things about you. And like, he's talking about it like it's an art form and do this to make people think that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this really is the world we're living in, isn't it? Where we're constantly trying to create this fake person to put out to the world so that you are somehow protected. The serenity that we're coming into this week might have something to do with letting that kind of mentality go. So even if you're not quite that far on the spectrum with like trying to present a facade to others, you know, you might just become serene with what is, okay? There was the topic of fame that kept kind of coming up, and I didn't know why. I'm like, what is this all about? Again, you know, I'm a YouTuber, not a huge YouTuber, but I've been on YouTube for a few years now. And there are YouTube celebrities out there. Again, I am not one of them, but there are people out there who are getting fame through this or through Instagram or what have you. And often, I just always kind of felt like people would go after fame so that they felt loved and like somehow they could have some level of privilege. Do you know what I mean? And the Serenity card, I think kind of asks us to look at the society around us and how we kind of flow into that mentality. Like a lot of people want to go after success because they want the title, or they want, I was giving the example of fame, or, they just want to like prove themselves. So maybe the Serenity comes from realizing I'm good enough as I am. I'm good right now. Okay? And whether other people know my name or not, it does not change anything. I am still me. I am still a valuable human being, and I have my place in this world. Let that flow over you, right? Take it in and release all these sort of unnecessary pressures that you put on yourself. All right, then we have the Angel of Harmony. So it says, I live in harmony when I am at one with the source. So again, the Serenity comes from going, okay, I don't have to worry about all this. The harmony then follows that, and you get comfortable with just being you. Not just being you, being you. That's a very important thing. And being okay with the circumstances that you're in within your life. We always, and I do this too, we always focus on what is not working. Yes? Because we're little worker bees. Yeah, I think we're designed to look at our lives and go, where can I improve? Where can I improve? Where can I improve? And self-improvement is wonderful. I think it's a part of self-care. It's a part of self-love. But what I'm talking about here is, if you don't feel like you're in harmony, let's say with your spouse or with your children or with, any of your family members or your friends, a lot of times that will ruin everything else for us, right? So this is the week where you're kind of, hopefully a lot of you are coming into this understanding of, it's okay, if things are still amiss in my life, that does not mean that I can't be in harmony, right? I can still be happy. I can still be in an equilibrium. These are just circumstances. The situation is not who I really am. It's just something that's playing out in my story, okay? So a lot of balance coming through, almost this like stripping away of, let me just generically call it like the pressures that we put on ourselves. Stripping that away and allowing harmony to come forward. This opens up a lot of great space. So I think you're going to get a lot of clarity when you're not living and working towards other people's expectations of you, and you're able to just be yourself. Now you can create the life that you want. Great time for manifesting. So this is the guardian angel of creativity. Work with Gabriel if you want to. Who else? There's all kinds of them. Cassiel, Jophiel. I mean, there's so many angels that could help you create the life that you want. So pick one and work with them. Okay. So the card says, creative energy flows for me the more I choose to express my feelings. When I was a little girl and I would have a nightmare, my mom would tell me, if you tell me what the nightmare is, it loses its power over you and it can't ever come back. Now, that was just a mom trying to fool her kid into not having another nightmare, but I appreciate that. And it's true though, the more we talk about things, the more it can be released and the freer we are to come up with a new plan. A lot of us, where do I want to begin with this? I think a lot of us will hang on to old goals and dreams because we feel as if, if we didn't do this, then I wasted my life. Or if I don't achieve that thing that I wanted when I was 18, then I'm somehow denying myself something good. Or I've wasted my life, like I said. That's not the case. We are not only hopefully growing and changing as human beings, because you grow up, your goals at the age of 50 are not going to be the same goals that you had when you were 18. But there's something deeper going on. We're shifting as a society, right? So things that might have seemed, okay, here you go. Perfect example, timely example with what's going on out there in the world. Who wants to be an actor right now? I love acting. I loved embodying a character. I've always wanted to get back into that. But excuse me, you see what's happening in the industry right now? How'd you like to be a part of that? How we are as individuals and how our society is shifting and what kind of beings we are becoming, right? It might make you want to shift focus a little bit and be like, you know what? I can create something else in my world. It's not imperative that it look like that. Okay? So we're almost on a soul level maturing. How about that? And Archangel Metatron helps with that quite a bit. He helps you with being the student of you. Okay? Understanding the deeper truths about you as an individual and how you fit into this world. Okay, so then the final card we have before we get on to that good crystal card is the Angel of Peace. You're going to feel good about this. You're going to feel like, okay, it's all good. I don't have to get all wound up with things. It says, I open my heart and rest in the peace of divine love, because now you're making room for it. Okay, we're not just hanging on to silly things anymore. We're looking at, how can I be of service? How can I really be an active participant, right? We hear these buzz terms around all the time. An active participant in this world. And for some people, they define that as like social activism, which we've talked about that. We've talked about activism because getting out there and being too rough, whether, God forbid, if it's violent protests or, you know, even if you're out there yelling about what you believe in, if you're coming at it from the standpoint of I'm right, you're wrong, you're never going to get anywhere. Never. Peace comes from empathy. It comes from having empathy or even sympathy for your fellow human. Okay, and we're learning to get more creative with how we communicate with one another. And that, I don't mean creative like manipulative. We heard that word earlier, but getting creative about, okay, let me be more in the open free flow. Okay, I know how I feel about things, but how do you feel about things? All right, let's talk about that. Let's bring it to the table and letting things be worked out for some of you, or quite simply just, we've been saying this the whole reading, being at peace with what is. Not this like, oh, well, that's life, there's nothing you can do about it. No, looking around and going, this is all a part of something. Even if I think it's mundane, even if I think that it's not worth anything, it's teaching me something every single moment of every single day. And that's what we need to embrace, and that's what we need to be very grateful for, as a matter of fact. All right, so the crystal card, let's get on to that. And you guys want to hear something funny? After I do this video, I'm going to the North Pole. What? Michelle's lost it. No, really, there's North Pole, Colorado. There's a little amusement park there. They have a gift shop, and I'm going to head up there getting prepped for actually the holiday season with my family. So I just thought it'd be funny to tell you guys, yeah, I'm going to the North Pole. I think we're good there. Let's see what we have. Dun, da, da, da. Opal, joy. We ain't messing around no more. We are not messing around anymore, people. No more excuses. Get out there and claim your joy. Now, if you're having a hard time with this, remember at the top of the reading I said, go check out that video where I was talking about World Mental Health Awareness Day. A lot of blocks to our joy could be like, we as individuals, we're dealing with something and we don't want to acknowledge it, or we think we're above that and like, oh, that doesn't pertain to me. You know, if you want to be in a state of joy, I think that comes from a state of, again, facing what you're going through and also understanding what other people might be going through. If we foster an understanding, we can come to peace. Okay. Now, if you're having a hard time with that, Archangel Haniel is the Archangel of Joy. You can work with her. You can work with her band of angels and have them come on in and show you how can you bring more joy into your life. You might find that more joy in your life comes from simply looking at everything that's happening in front of you, day by day, moment by moment, and seeing the beauty in that, whether you think that it's good or bad. People want to get into their negativity and block out that joy, block out the serenity, the harmony, the peace, the creativity, everything that we have been talking about for this reading. If you're not enjoying it, you got to look at why. All right? You have to be willing to look at yourself and let that truth come out. All right? And then take it from there. Whatever comes up for each and every one of you, you can handle it. You can get through it. You can capture your joy. All right? So we're going to leave it there. Have a wonderful week, and I'm sending you so much love. Take care.